Investigators identified this man tonight as the shooter, 25-year-old Micah Johnson, an Army reservist who had spent time in Afghanistan. He reportedly told police during the standoff he wanted to kill white officers in the wake of recent controversial police-involved shootings that we've been reporting on this week. The tragedy in Dallas brought back feelings of sadness, despair, and anger for Utah County Sergeant Corey Ride's widow.
I was a hot mess. I just cried a ton, and I was just so sad. And this morning, I'm pissed. I mean, the anger just doesn't even touch the surface.
She says when things like this happen, it opens the wounds of grief again. Ride says the attacks on the officers in Dallas are senseless. Now let's get some insight from news specialist Jed Bohl as we work local angles to this national story. Jed?
Many of us woke up today and wondered what we can do to help reduce the tension and violence in our communities. Police chiefs felt that even more intensely. A couple of them today offered their ideas for healing.
I am disgusted, I am disheartened, and I'm extremely, extremely sad.
Sheriff Jim Winder cannot comprehend what he saw in Dallas last night.
So we live in a time, in an age in our country in which many of us have lost sight of the simple decency that is supposed to exist between human beings.
He thinks our computer interaction has emboldened people to spread hateful and volatile opinions that few would voice face to face.
We have become able to say anything to anyone at any time. And that has caused our society, in my opinion, to devolve to a certain extent. It really has. We have lost the social contract of simple decency.
Chief Mike Brown says police need to work on trust in the community.
We need to come together as a community. We need to talk.
He says it's easy to hate from a distance.
But when we sit down and we talk and we interact and we shake hands and we hug, that hate and that bias is gone.
Sheriff Winder fears there's been too much emphasis on how police will fix this problem rather than all of us.
I think we've got to evaluate, not through the lens of what are the police only doing, but what are we collectively doing and where have we come on this?
It's a two-way street, he says. In our news company at KSL, we agree. We're united, not divided. We came up with this poster to share that sentiment, and we hope that you'll share it with us. We all need to work together on this to solve these problems. In Salt Lake, Jed Bohl for KSL 5 News.
Jed, thank you. Sam Penrod continues our coverage tonight. Sam, with the high-profile shootings this week, followed by last night's tragedy in Dallas, how do we, as local officers here, maintain a positive image with the communities they serve?
You know, Ashley, even though most of the controversial and difficult situations involving police happen hundreds of miles away, local officers can also face negative stereotypes. But as we saw firsthand today, they can also be the recipients of kind acts of service.
We want them to be alert, but not paranoid, and to continue to earn the trust of the community and do the job they've been doing every day.
That was the message Chief John King gave to his officers as they headed out on patrol today. Chief King has been working for months to build and keep a relationship with the people his department serves, acknowledging police officers have to earn the trust of the public.
We do have to understand that there's a segment of our society that doesn't feel that they have the total trust of the police. And so we have to acknowledge them, we have to work hard to re-earn that trust. And so that's what our professional challenge is, and that's what we're going to do.
The chief has held public meetings in an effort to listen, reassure, and keep an open dialogue, even answering tough questions from the public. And while we were at the police station, we caught this positive moment as two girls arrived to bring donuts to the officers as a way of saying thanks.
Two young girls just came up and brought food for the police officers, and I was able to go out and thank their mom. And these are just regular members of the community that said, you know, we appreciate the Provo Police, and this is the way we can let them know that we're thankful that they're here.
And in an effort to provide some reassurance to the families of the officers in the Provo department, the chief is holding a special meeting for them next week to answer questions that they may have about the safety and emotional health of their loved ones who wear the badge.
Sam Penrod live for us tonight. Thank you, Sam. Despite